2023 BEAR Triathlon out in Lum's Pond. That is on May 14th, 2023. As we scroll down here, a couple of key infos for the race. Race location is at Lum's Pond. Make sure you arrive early so you can get set up for the transition area. Now we're going to dive into the specifics on the race day. For the Olympic, this is the main course that we are going to be talking about. The Olympic is going to be following the orange oval sighting buoys. It is a one-loop course, as is marked out here, and there is a key area right through here where you are going to ignore. This key area is for the sprint, and that is going to be where they will turn off for the finish. So everyone's going to start off in the same way for this counterclockwise swim. If you are doing the Olympic, just keep going straight here and turn at this last buoy right out here. If you do turn right through here, you will be doing the sprint finish and you will be promptly DQ'd if you do that. Starting out over here, the start area is notoriously competitive here. Also, the water might be a little bit warmer than you'd think. In these early season races, it's not super deep. It is it's a fast swim, notoriously, so get ready to battle, get ready to have a hard, rough start, no matter if you're starting off in a group or in a time trial-like fashion. Now, this hard start is going to last pretty much until you get to this first turn buoy right through here. Once you make this turn, everything is going to be pretty smooth sailing until you make this second turn right through here, and if it is sunny, you are going to be swimming directly into that sunlight. If that is the case, follow the furthest sighting buoy that you can see. If you can't see this one down here, shoot for this one. If you can't see this one, shoot for this one and go down the line as you go. Now, if you do want to make any separation on people, because everyone started out a little hot in this first straightaway, the next typical way that you can put time on people on this course is going to be in these first two sighting buoys right through here. Very, very key for you to maintain your pace and your arm speed through here. You don't have to totally overdo it, but if you just maintain your speed and what you've been doing, you'll be shocked at how many people you do pass right through here just because you are swimming into the sunlight, and chances are most people have overdone this first section, so they are taking it a little easier, which will allow you to slot up very, very easy. Another area on this course, probably the last key one, is this turn area right through here. I would start over kicking or getting your feet, legs ready to get out of the water probably at this last sighting buoy. Slowly start to ramp up that kick speed as you go back into that swim finish line. This is a very difficult turn right through here. Excuse me. So make sure that you are ready to rock and roll going into that turn right there. As you make this left-hand turn, remember it is very sharp, and again, you will be breathing directly into the sunlight if you are a right-handed breather, but everything should be smooth sailing going out of there. Now, going on to the bike. This is the bike course, believe it or not. You will exit the park and you will do 1, 2, 3 loops out on the bike course, and that is going to look something like this here. Right here we have 380 feet, 390 feet of elevation gain over the course of this bike, and you can see that because of that, the power profile that we have through here is pretty self-explanatory. You are going to have varying speeds in here, and that is down to the weather that we have forecasted out here. Typically the wind is coming from the east at about 5 miles an hour. That's pretty standard, but don't be surprised if it does shift or get a little bit more brutal out there. If there's a storm coming, it's probably going to be coming from the west or southwest in the opposite direction, but that remains to be seen on race day. Now, if you did want to save a little bit of time, let's dive into the power tool. Let's figure out where you can get the most time savings from, and it's no surprise that it's going to be in this last section right through here. 1.8 seconds gained, and that's going to take you from mile 20 here all the way back in. So that is, if we go to our dashboard, mile 20, which is right around here, and we carry that speed all the way into the park, that is going to be where we get the most bang for our buck to keep the pedals to the metal, to keep the separation happening on the bike course. Now, there's a couple other areas where you can save a second here or there, and it is a big surprise, or it might be to you, that a lot of those seconds come in the rolling downhill segments. That's because most people do come off the the gas a little bit here. And I mean, in the whole grand scheme of things, if we bounce back one more time here, there is only, let's call it 400 feet of elevation gain here. It's not a lot. It is enough to take some stuff out of your legs, and granted, you are going to experience a couple of 1.5 percenters out here, but outside of that, that is pretty much it. So when you are out here, a great way to flatten out this course is to use the down gradients that you have to build up a little bit of speed, but just keep that within your power or heart rate targets that you are executing on race day, and use the extra speed that you have on some of the down gradients to fly up those uphills, and that will flatten the course out a bit more, and it will make it so there's less elevation, noticeable elevation out on course. Going back last time to the best bike split software here, when we do have our wind speed direction, remember the wind is going to be coming from this side of our race. So that means that for the most part, when we are out here, the wind is going in about this direction, which means that when you are coming off of this corner right here, you should have a good little stretch right through here that is all tailwind, where you can experience right here, here, and even some right through there, believe it or not. But that all should be fast. Now, inversely, when you do kind of keep turning around that corner there, this section is going to be the toughest from a wind perspective, and also this section back out through here. But at 5 miles per hour, it shouldn't be anything to write home about. But once it does start to go above that 5 mile an hour, at least estimation, then that you have to start taking things into account a little bit more here. Now, going back here to our course previews or profiles that they have provided to us, this is the run. I have made a run profile for us to kind of dive into it a little bit deeper. This is one loop. Keep in mind that on the Olympic you will have a 2-loop course here, but pretty standard stuff. This is 70 feet of elevation gain over the course of this 3-mile loop, so putting that together, that is 140 feet of elevation gain out on race day. Again, you are going to be largely dictated by what you have done out on the bike course. If you have tried to claw back a little bit of time to catch someone else in front of you and you are paying the price for it, that is your call. You know, make sure you are out there, and I would probably take the first this first little stretch, 0.6 miles. So as you start to get up to Buck Jersey's Road right there, I would take that gingerly and just kind of use that as an opportunity to get your legs underneath you, maybe get some nutrition in, and just evaluate what's going on with your body and with others around you on race day. After that, it's pretty much go time, and like we talked about, it is going to be up to you to kind of determine the paces that you want to go. This is a course where you should start to experience some PRs out on race day, just because there is a lack of elevation. And if we do zoom in a bit more, I'm going to go with the satellite tool here, and you can see that most of this course should be pretty shady, ergo a couple of spots right through here, but most of it is on a trail in the back end, so you shouldn't have major heat issues or wind issues, things like that. If it is a rainy day on the bike and the temperatures are a little bit lower, you might not have, you might get a little colder on this run, for instance, but you know, that is, we could talk about that individually as it gets closer. But everyone else that is doing the BEAR Triathlon this year, best of luck and good luck to everyone.